Hi, welcome back to In Your Face. I'm Jake Fundura, and with my two co-hosts, Luke and Sean. So our first topic of the day is the trade with the Jimmy Butler heading to Minnesota.
For Chris Dunn and Zach LaVine.
So, Sean, how do you think that's going to affect the whole market now, as Jimmy Butler was a big header, coming down to the trade deadline?
I don't know, but I think they actually just got rid of two of their players. I think the Bulls will still be strong, but it's going to struggle with the Timberwolves, even though they just got a really good player. They still need a new point guard. They still need a good point guard since they just got rid of one of their best point guard that they had. And Luke, what do you think?
Well, I think that Minnesota definitely got a good player, Jimmy Butler, but if you look on the Bulls side, they're going to get a bunch of young players which could turn into like stars like Stephen Curry or players like that, or Chris Dunn. He could be really good at driving and things like that. You never know with young players, but I still think Minnesota got the better deal out of this, and they'll be maybe contending in the next couple of years, making the playoffs probably next year, but it should be good to see how the off season spans out. And
I think the Bulls are they're still gonna have Rajon Rondo and Dwayne Wade, but they still got rid of one of their centers, Robin Lopez, which was they actually needed him on the team.
Well, every team needs a center, so getting rid of your center is not the smartest of ideas. We'll take it off that trade real quick. We'll kick it out to a different team, the Philadelphia 76ers, who are looking like they have a big, young crop of nice players. How do you think they're going to look this season, Sean?
Yeah, I think they have a young team, and they have actually time. They're going to have every year they're going to keep getting better, and I think they're going to become one of those top teams, and they're all first-round draft picks. Really good center, really good outside perimeter shooters, and defense, they're doing pretty decent. And Luke, what do you think?
I don't know, next year, 76ers still rebuilding. Ben Simmons coming in for the first full season this year, since last season he was hurt. And I think it should turn out well with Markelle Fultz, Ben Simmons, and Joel Embiid. It's sort of like Steph Curry, KD, Draymond, sort of, but just young players. I think it will turn out really well, but they'll still have a couple more seasons until they really strive.
I agree with that. They have to build up, because the young players are always scared coming into the league for the first time. They have the first game jitters. They could mess up, but I think as they grow throughout the career, they'll get better. And I think Philadelphia 76ers have a great team on their hands. The next topic would have to be, we're kicking back out to the trade market. Houston getting Chris Paul from the Clippers and sending Patrick Beverley and
Sam Decker and
then Luau Williams to the Clippers and a couple of picks next year. So I think that that pretty even trade, but I don't really think the Clippers made the right choice sending away probably their best player, who's on the downfall of his career. But if James Harden and Chris Paul can somehow find a dynamic duo like Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson, they're gonna have to bump. Then they'll be a really good team, and they might stand up to the Warriors in the Western Conference. But still, I do not know if James Harden will still be good at the shooting guard position, because when they had him at the point guard position last year and they were doing well, James Harden led them to the playoffs, and James Harden was playing his best season yet. And now back at the shooting guard position, probably with Chris Paul, it's sort of like the Pelicans with two centers. What's his name? It's Boogie Cousins and Anthony Davis. Yes. It's sort of like that, but pretty much the opposite. So they have two point guards. So I don't know how it's going to turn out. It's going to be really fun to see how it all works. Shaun?
I think actually the Clippers got the better side of that trade and next year they have the first round draft pick and they just got 3 players and then the Houston Rockets just got 1 player. I think actually Clippers got the better side of that trade and they're actually going to do better the next year.
I really don't think about that because you have an all-star player that is coming in with Clint Capella, who is really good, just like getting the ball and post up and stuff like that. And if he gets fouled, he can make free throws. And with Chris Paul's dynamic passing and all their 3-point shooting, like their 3-point shooting is great. And yeah, so.
Well, great, solid points all around. So that'll wrap it up here at In Your Face. I'm Jake Fendura with my 2 co-hosts, Luke and Shaun. See you next time.